let's start episode 3. I'm gonna keep going. Um, I'm really intrigued. I want to see more. Episode 3 on End the Wolf's Grey Fur Will Stand. That was part of the nursery rhyme. He's the one who hated Bobrin. Think he did it? I've heard he's a weirdo. I hurriedly rubbed my glasses. The glasses. Samuel was clutching them in his fist while I was getting beaten up, and in just a couple of hours, this lost item was lying on the ledge of my window. It was hard to imagine that Sioma suddenly got guilty conscience and returned my glasses in such a strange way. I was shocked but kept walking toward the classroom, accompanied by nasty whispers all around me. That photo still stood before my eyes. Semyon was gone missing. Semyon is gone. His fat fingers will never get to my throat. His signet ring won't smash into my chin. He'll never humiliate me again. Wasn't that what I wished for? On the other hand, did I really wish Semyon to become a murky stain on the notice board? He was still someone's son, or a grandson, and he went through the same struggles as me. Did I really wish for my unseen companion to dispatch him in such a brutal fashion? I didn't know the answer, or I was just scared of it. Nonetheless, school still had something nice about it. Polina, the girl with the violin, was like a mountain spring, like well water that you gulp down, pressing your lips against the zinc outer ring of a bucket, and can't ever get enough. What if I make her one of the characters in the story I'll draw? The protagonist will save her from terrifying monsters. As soon as I thought of monsters, a bunch of my classmates slid down the rails, smirking like the xenomorphs from the Alien. I immediately felt larvae of fear rise in my stomach. I didn't want to cross paths with Romko and Biasha after what happened yesterday, especially since Semyon suddenly went missing. I entered the classroom and went towards the last row. All the chatter suddenly died down, so I walked there in complete silence. It felt like my classmates pushed and poked me with their stares. They carefully observed my every move. They looked at me with a mortifying mix of pity, ridicule, and derision, like a scientist looks at an ugly representative of a newfound species of worms. I stared at the desk with a huge pile of library textbooks on top, my fists clenched. I felt like I was the one who disappeared in that snowy forest, and my desk was finally used for something worthwhile. Semyon's empty chair stood in front of me. The chair that once belonged to Vova gathered dust somewhere in another classroom. I'm not complaining. He's an animal abuser. That's an early sign of serial killer. Anyway, probably for the best he's gone. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he deserved to, like, get fucking abducted. But, I mean, you know, karma's a bitch. An old cheap slide projector. I called this model a tank because it looked like one. There was a time when I had a lot of cool fairy tales that we used to watch with Dad in complete darkness. I remember Little Raccoon and the One Who Sits in the Pond, Kipling's Mowgli, and many others. Oh, Rudyard Kipling. I haven't heard that name in forever. I was immediately swept away by the memory of the projector's hum, of its hot casing, of its bright rays hitting the wall, turning it into a screen. It's a pity that the school slides are mostly about minerals and PSAs. I looked at the portraits of classical writers. My eyes stopped on Essenen's photo. Last year was tasked with learning any poem, and Dad suggested I learn one about the dog, Jim. I don't remember all the stanzas by now, but the last one was somehow deeply ingrained in my memory. I'm sure she'll come here in my absence. Please catch her eye, go kiss her hand for me. For all my real or fancied errors, asking forgiveness of her in humility. Every boy my age I knew had something like this in his arsenal. Powder firecrackers that blow up with a very loud sound, especially inside an archway. It is said that they're produced in China, and that a single one of them can blow your fingers off if you light it up and clutch it in your hand. Especially the black Corsair type. They won't be enough to blow up plastic soldiers, but when it comes to stuff made of plastic, they should work. After a moment of hesitation, I sat down at Baberin's desk, the place where I was supposed to be assigned by Lilia Pavlovna at first. The chatter resumed as if someone just unpaused a movie. Baberin's grandma made such a fuss when he didn't return home. First she ran to the school, then called the cops. Katya snuck a cunning glance at me, then leaned into her neighbor and whispered something. Girls from the second row also leaned in. She shared something with them too, whispers, nods. Kept catching her stare at me. Her neighbor stared too. The whole class was watching me. So it was his first day yesterday. It was like they felt the need to watch me because they were searching for traces of blood on my fingers. I wanted to defend myself and shout, "Guys, listen, I'm innocent." The delinquents turned around and stared at me in silence. Their looks were dripping with malice. But why? What did I do to them? Their friend went missing and they're still focused on me. Yeah, why are they mad at him? They're the ones that beat him up. Suddenly I noticed Biasha drilling a hole in my nose with his eyes. I felt like he was about to point his finger at me and shout at the top of his lungs, "Everyone look! Babarin snatched his glasses yesterday. Now he has them back. Murderer." But he remained silent as if there was nothing special at all about my glasses. I may be going mad, but I think Biasha knows something. He knows something, but he won't tell me what. As if looking for protection, I clutched the ruler into my hand hurt. You don't have to be Columbo to solve this. I know Columbo. Is Columbo Russian? No. American crime drama television series starring Peter Falk as Columbo, a homicide detective for the Los Angeles Police Department. Who held a grudge against Babarin? Who hit him yesterday? Bullied him and then... The metal ruler fell out of my weak fingers. It hit the floor with a jingle that made the other kids shudder. Katya bit her tongue and squirmed nervously. Chairs scraped against the floor. My classmates moved away from me, closer to the exit toward the teacher's desk. I was not the only one to catch wind of that change. Ramka and Biasha looked around and winced in contempt. Too bad they weren't afraid of me like everybody else. Shut up. I betcha Babarin just got a whipping from his old hag and ran off. They'll find him soon. They'll find him alright. In a ravine with his stomach cut open. Sheesh. Where's the girl that said that she sat in our class? I gulped. Imagine she on a snowy blanket, his face white like a fish belly, split down the middle by the crevice of his mouth, snowflakes falling out of his glassy eyes and filling up his throat. See, I can almost hear his condescending tone. It's all your fault. But why was Simeon the only one get his just desserts for bullying me? Weren't all of them supposed to disappear? Amka, Biasha, Katya, along with every laughing onlooker? Of course, Semyon did me a favor by disappearing. Thanks to him, my classmates now stared at me in awe. But that was only one side of the coin. What if I had to repay that favor soon? The door creaked. Polina entered the classroom. Oh, there she is. I straightened up in a hurry so she wouldn't see me looking like a scared critter. Polina went to her seat without looking at me. The ringer's trill announced the start of class. Alright, stop messing around. Class, stand up. You too, Petrov. Yulia Pavlovna went to her desk, followed by a policeman in a uniform. It was the man that visited us just recently, tall, and his stare so sharp you could get cut on it. Oh, they're kids. You can sit down, kids.
Познакомьтесь,
Is a senior lieutenant.
старший лейтенант Константин Владимирович Тихонов. Он задаст вам
He's going to ask you a
несколько
couple of
вопросов
questions and give you a
и
small
проведет
PSA.
небольшую лекцию по безопасности.
The class livened up. Talking to a policeman was way better than studying. I, on the other hand, was ready to sit. He looks like he's staring right at me. Oh my god. I, on the other hand, was ready to sit through hundreds of hours of Russian literature just to escape the lieutenant's oppressive stare. His brown eyes fell around the classroom, looking for me. Hair stood on the back of my neck, and an icicle had lodged in my gut. Is it true that Babarin got killed by a serial killer?
Екатерина,
Shush.
ну-ка цыц.
Let the adults ask questions
Вопросы
here.
здесь взрослые.
We're all scared. Maybe the killer's somewhere close. Come on. Maybe they're even sitting among us. Her sly stare was directed at me. Tikhonov stepped in between the rows of desks and started walking at an excruciating slow pace, brushing his fingers against the chairs he passed by. Some of the students almost broke their necks following his movements. That's how a crowd of commoners would gleefully anticipate a public execution in the Middle Ages. He just walked, getting closer and closer to me. I gritted my teeth to stop myself from screaming. Calm down. breathe. You didn't kill or kidnap anyone. He already knew the answer to his question, but the policeman still asked in a stern voice.
Петров Антон?
Да.
Встань, Петров.
My muscles turned to stone. I got up and glued myself from the chair. I felt like I could hear all my joints creak in the process. I only wish that Polina wouldn't turn around and see the grimace of horror on my face. If only I could be somewhere far away. Yeah, right. Why doesn't Polina stand up for him? Digging myself into a snow pile, rolling up into a ball there. Isn't that what is... Maybe I'm wrong. Isn't that what rabbits do? Is they like dig little like burrows in the snow? The officer stared at me as if he was about to lock a pair of handcuffs on my wrists. I wonder how cold these bracelets are to the touch. I imagined myself getting jailed and put into a juvenile detention center where tens of Semyons would constantly harass me.
Я ничего не знаю. Я тут ни при чем.
Hey, Pithy. Yeah, the whole game's in Russian. I don't know anything. I have nothing to do with this.
А тебя никто
Nobody's
и не
accusing you of
обвиняет. Пока
For
что.
now. What? Why are they all like treating this kid like he's the devil? I don't understand. Maybe because he's new and the village is like small, so they're just suspicious of any outsiders. That's really all that makes sense. Only then I noticed a file that said case number in his hand. It had a gray cover made from rough carton. It flopped into the desk like a guillotine blade that slid down on someone's neck. With a measured motion, Tikhonov opened the file, still studying me with his gaze. Caught a glimpse of documents and photos. They showed prints on the snow. They looked like animal prints.
Ты с Семеном
Have you talked to
Бабуриным
Semyon
общался?
Babrin before?
Я знал
I
его
only knew
всего
him for a
одну
week.
неделю.
Все
Everyone
знают,
knows that Petrov
Петров
hated him.
его ненавидел.
Turned red. You ugly bitch. Anton! I wanted to sink my teeth into Katya's face and chew out her cheek? Anton! Instead, I replied with the calmest voice I could muster.
Мы
We had
повздорили
a fight
вчера.
yesterday.
Но он
But he
первый
started
начал.
it.
Я его
So I hit
ударил.
him.
Сильно?
How hard did you hit him?
Да нет.
Not that
так.
hard. I mean, I waved my hand indecisively. Tikhonov looked at my fist as if he was surprised that I managed to hit the big kid from the photo. Surprisingly, Lilia Pavlovna came to my rescue.
Бабурин проблемный
Baburin is a
подросток.
troubled
С
teen,
шилом
a true
кое-где.
pain in the rear. Did it have his name on it? I think I saw Anton. The officer replied with a meaningful nod and fished out a notebook out of the file.
Это твое?
Is this yours? I averted my gaze. It was a math notebook with my name on it. My classmates devoured me greedily with their eyes. It felt like even the writers in the portraits squinted at me in suspicion.
Мое.
В лесу нашли.
We found it in the forest.
Там же
In the area where
тракторист,
the
что
tractor
снег
driver
убирал, в
was
последний
plowing
раз
snow there
видел
last saw
Бабурина.
Babrin. I started blinking in bewilderment. Paulina, I swear to God, if she does not stand up for us, I'm gonna be so mad. Romka ransacked my school bag. This notebook probably just got lost somewhere in the bushes. The lieutenant knew about the school brawl, but he was aware of the fight in the forest clearing. I had witnesses that could testify to Semyon and I walking in different directions after that. Oh yeah. Didn't someone just say that? Yeah, cat. I looked toward the boys, hopeful. Romka, who sat behind Tikhonov, put a finger to his lips. And the officer quickly turned around and pretended to pick his nose. I deciphered his signal. Boys like Romka would probably say something like snitches get stitches in a situation like this. I frantically fixed my glasses. Wait, Semyon took them away yesterday, but now they're...
Так что ты делал вчера в лесу,
So what
Антон?
were you doing in the forest yesterday, Anton?
Я в школу через лес
I
хожу.
go to school through the forest.
Могла
It could have
выпасть
easily fallen
легко.
out of my bag. Easily, just like me producing this half-truth.
Будь
Be careful
осторожнее.
out there. Before I could realize whether it was genuine piece of advice or a veiled threat, the teacher said,
Класс. А сейчас
officer will now
лейтенант
tell you all
расскажет о
about some
правилах,
rules you should
которые
follow.
вам необходимо
so the killer does
Маньяк
exist.
все-таки есть.
Пока
We can't
мы
make any of this
ничего
public
вам
right now.
сказать не можем. Но
So you're gonna
есть
tell a room full of
преступник или
kids
нет,
that are gonna
вы
get-
должны
that are
четко
gonna go to
помнить
their
о собственной
parents?
безопасности.
Whether the criminal really exists or not, you should be mindful of your safety.
Вас бережет милиция.
Sorry.
Вас опекают родители и учителя.
Something on my
Но в
glasses.
первую очередь защищать себя должны вы сами.
The police, your parents, and your teachers all watch over you, but no one guards you better than yourself.
Итак,
Alright, any
кто там
questions?
что хотел узнать?
A stockade of arms rose from the desks. The kids shouted over each other, swarming the policeman with questions. In an attempt to calm down that chorus, he moved toward the blackboard. The gray files was left lying in front of me. Number 130. Is this the 131st? No, they can't be. I stared at it, my breathing so ragged that I might have looked like someone who just ran a 100-meter sprint. Beads of sweat rolled down my back. I swear Katya is one of those people that peaks in elementary. I looked around the classroom. My classmates were catching officers' every word. Only Romka was saying something to Biasha. Lilia was staring into the window, fighting back yawns.
Объявлять комендантский час, причин пока нет. Слишком мало времени.
As soon as I touched the folder, Tiganov lashed at me with his eyes. My hand instinctively moved away as if that stare actually hurt. The officer just kept staring at me without saying a word, making me squirm under the weight of this uncomfortable silence and the sneering looks of his classmates. He suddenly continued his speech as if nothing had
Не
happened.
прошло с момента исчезновения вашего одноклассника. Мы все уверены, что он найдется.
Nobody paid me any mind, so I slowly opened the file. My fingers started sifting through the documents. Xenia Talaliva, 6 years old, left her home sometime in December. Identifying features. Okay. My heart almost jumped up from the rib cage. A round-faced girl no older than Olya smiled at me from the photo. The first victim of a serial killer? The first child to disappear in the forest without a trace? Turn another page. Vladimir Matyukin, 10 years old. Vova was the second. His mitten hanging from the branch, his name called out by desperate adults and repeated by the sneering echo. Olya coughed, trying to calm down the rowdy students. I yanked my hand away and the file closed.
Поговорим о диких животных. Как известно, в наших лицах водятся волки, медведи.
Clanged my teeth from surprise. I saw him. I saw him looking back as I clicked. Pushed myself into the back of my chair, blinking in bewilderment. The officer silently gathered the documents and gave me a stern look.
Больно ты
Oh, aren't you a
любопытный,
curious
Петров.
boy?
И еще раз.
Damn it. Let me say this again. I
Если
should have
вы
saved it.
заметите в
If
поселке
you see anyone
кого-то
suspicious in the
подозрительного,
village, be it near the
неважно,
school or
возле
on the
школы
forest
или
trail,
на лесной
contact the police
тропинке,
immediately.
телефон-то
You
знаете?
know our number, right?
Спасибо,
Thanks for listening,
ребята.
boys and girls.
Спасибо, Лилия Павловна. И это...
Yeah, right. A thought flashed through my mind. Dig through enough ditches and maybe we'll be able to piece him together. Anton, what do you... What? My thoughts turned evil for some reason. I couldn't control them. I tried to switch to the lieutenant's speech about suspicious individuals. What if I saw the killer before? What if I was a hair's breadth away from them? Suspicious people. How suspicious was the fox girl that wandered in the darkness? A weirdo that always appears out of nowhere and then dissolves in the thin air with her riddles and rhymes? Could she really harm the hulking Simeon? Should I tell the officer about her? What if the lives of other kids depend on this? Of the cute Sania and Voya too? Wait, what if I get mocked for speaking out? What if they'll start whispering behind my back? What's even worse, think that I'm insane? Ronka gave me a stern look over the shoulder. Jesus. I doubt someone like him would approve of cooperating with the police. Katya's braid dangled nervously behind the liquid sitting in front of me. My hand was glued to the desk.
До свидания, лейтенант.
Tiganov was saying goodbye to Lilia Pavlona. He was about to leave. It'll be too late soon. I mean, like, I feel like he won't believe me when I talk about a fox. Right? I think I should just stay silent. But I don't want to agree with the guy. That's what I'm thinking, Star, is the guy that was, like, walking around. We gotta try, right? He's suspicious of us. This might make him more suspicious, though. I glued my palm to the tabletop. I need to warn him. At the very least for Olya's sake, to assure safety in the house near the squeaky pines. I raised my hand, heavy as a dumbbell.
Простите.
Yeah, right, we can't really choose our phrasing. Ugh. Almost 24 heads turned my way. My teacher, the officer, Polina. Katya shoved an elbow into her friend's side. Sleepy Biasha stretched out his neck. Romka frowned inquiringly.
Я слушаю.
Listening. It felt like I was being studied under a microscope.
Вчера утром по
Yesterday when I
дороге
was
в
walking to
школу
school
я
in the
видел
morning, I saw an
незнакомого
unfamiliar person.
человека.
My classmates started whispering. Tikhonov frowned, a deep wrinkle adorning the space between his eyebrows.
Да откуда
There's
ему
no way he'd be
знать,
able to
чужак
tell if
это
it
или
was an
кто-то из
outsider or
местных?
local.
Он же в
Just moved to
поселке
our
без году
village.
неделя.
Why are her eyes like shiny? The other kid smirked. Katya flashed an evil smile.
Спокойствие.
Calm down.
Антон,
Can you
а
describe them in more
сможешь
detail,
детальнее
Anton?
описать?
Then it dawned on me. I can more than describe them. What I can do.
Я нарисовать
draw
могу. Я рисую
I know how to draw,
немного.
kind of. After spitting out this confession, I expected everybody to laugh, but that didn't happen. Even Katya stayed silent. Polina tilted her head and studied me with an intrigued look on her face. I was pleased by this wave of attention. It made me feel bolder, so I asked,
Нарисовать?
"Do you want me to?" Tikhonov slowly nodded.
Лиль Павловна, мы тут
We'll
проведем
conduct a bit of an
следственный
experiment here, all right?
эксперимент.
Пожалуйста, пожалуйста.
Took out a pen, flattened out a sheet of paper. Oh no, he's gonna draw the... He's gonna draw the fox. Then I smiled, and it was the best reward I could get for my boldness.
Ну что, Ван Гог, рисуй.
Go on, Van Gogh. Draw. Oh my god. I can draw the fox. Oh, fuck. I don't remember what the guy looked like. That's the problem. Did he have, like, short hair? Oh, he had the bandage. I think that was the hair. Was that it? I think that was it. Does that look right, chat? Maybe a different chin, I don't know. I think that was the chin. I feel like none of the other chins really fit, but I don't know. No, we don't need to rewind. I'm gonna go with it. This seems identifying enough. Also, the fact that somebody last stream, I think when we were streaming this, followed, called Elisa the Devil. I just noticed that from the recent follows. Very interesting. There it is, this massive, cold, chiseled face. Squint in his eyes, sharp like a blade. I hesitated before handing my drawing to the officer.
Вот,
He looked
примерно
something
так.
like this.
Примерно?
You're a true painter. That's the thing I got. Yeah, achievement. Something like this.
Да ведь он
No, he
один
looks
в один
exactly
тот
like
тип.
our person of interest. Let's
Так вы его тоже
go! So you saw him too?
Заячий
The
губу.
hairless man. Yes, I saw him near the
Видел
village.
недавно возле поселка. Думал, он
Thought he was just
проездом.
driving through and
Давно
continued his
подался
journey a long
дальше
time ago.
гастролировать. А он выходит
apparently he's still
здесь
snooping around
отирается.
Tino looked at me as if he saw me for the first time.
Ну,
What
пацан.
a lad. We have to leave
Ну,
thanks to you now.
молодец. Уже хоть какая-то зацепка.
He slapped my shoulders and went towards the door. And he stopped and called out to me. You're a
Талантливый
talented
ты
boy.
парень.
Let's go!
Тебя в Академию
They'd kill to have
художеств
someone like
с
you at the
руками
Academy of
оторвут.
Arts. He left. He's finally having a good day. Oh, the kids left. I'm so sorry. I need to get some more water. Visual novels are fun, but I never streamed one before. phrasing. What did I say? But I don't do a lot of like visual novel streaming, so my throat's like super dry. My classmates went silent as somebody lowered their volume using a remote. They followed me with their eyes the whole time I was passing between the rows, but something had changed about their gazes. Even Katya was different now. I remembered vividly how my dad once stood up for a war vet during a bus ride, subduing a bunch of drunkards. The other passengers back then had the same looks of respect. After going to the restroom and washing my face in cold water, I returned to the classroom. And as soon as I stepped through the doorway, somebody called my name in a cheerful voice. It was the girl sitting next to Katya. She smiled and offered me a Skittles candy.
Спасибо.
I mumbled words of gratitude in reply and accidentally swallowed the small candy as if it was one of Mom's pills. A happy shout came from the side.
Антон,
Can you draw
ты
me,
меня
Anton?
нарисуешь?
Me too, draw me.
Можно я?
No, he's being accepted. Oh, they killed a half an artist. Shouts were coming from all directions now, so I pushed my back to the atlas, hanging on the wall, embarrassed.
А ты сам
Did you learn to draw by yourself?
Можешь
Can you draw
фонтан
Van Damme?
нарисовать?
I'll hang it in
Я
my room
дома
as a
как
poster.
плакат повешу.
Hey, I was the
Я
first to
вообще-то
ask him.
первая спросила.
I'm not drawing you, Katya. Katya slithered up to me like a venomous snake, inserting herself between me and my classmates.
Антон меня
Anton
уже
has already
обещал
promised to draw me as a
нарисовать.
sign of friendship? No?
Да-да-да.
Da.
Правда же,
Tell them,
Антон?
Anton. Yeah, right, a thought flashed through my mind. As soon as I showed some promise, Katya immediately decided to befriend me.
Прости,
Sorry, but I
но я
already
уже
promised
обещал
someone
другой.
else. Saw Katya's face contort slightly, but she didn't say anything back. I rushed to squeeze myself through the laughing classmates looking for Polina. But I stumbled into my new buddies instead. Amka swaggered up to me.
Решил
Decided
сдать
to
нас
rat us out to the
ментам?
cops? What? No, what?
Но я
I didn't
ничего
say
не
anything.
сказал. Зато
But sure as fuck
подумал.
thought about it, eh? Amka towered over me, breathing out a faint smell of tobacco.
Ты
You're very
сильно
wrong if you
ошибаешься,
thought that
думая,
without
что без
Sioma,
Семы у
you'll have
тебя
a better
настанут
time.
веселые деньки.
You
Можешь
can
не
stop your weird
притворяться
act, trying to
дурачком,
impress Polina
пытаясь
with your
удивить
doodles,
Полину своей
by acting
мазнёй
like a
или
loony.
корчить из себя психа. Мы
We'll make
тебя
this place hell for
сосвету
you, got it?
живем,
What
понял?
did he do? They attacked him first.
До скорого,
See you,
очкарик.
Flags. I held tilted forward from his slap.
Вот да лохна.
I wasn't surprised to find a note stuck to my back during the break. It said, "Kick me." My nightmare clearly wasn't about to end. He would make thought crimes a thing. It's been 7 days since the lieutenant visited our class. At first glance, everything was still the same. The forest was still held out its gnarly claws towards the village, and the wind whipped up white flags weed from powdery snow every night. My parents argued in the other room. I would turn up the TV's volume to silence their muffled voices and sit close to Olya. Vova's and Semyon's photos are still 2 black spots on the notice board, and round-faced Senya hasn't returned home too. But something did change. I could see how different the looks of my classmates were. They met me with a new portion of pokes and insults. Contempt, mockery, and lowliness became my faithful companions. Most importantly, a shadow slid across my desk, leaving behind a mysterious note. I glanced into the space between rows, but the messenger was already nowhere to be found. Who sent me this note? What could this carefully ripped out and neatly folded piece of paper be hiding from me? More threats and humiliation, or... I took the piece of paper and carefully inhaled the wafting aroma. Blackberry. I'll be waiting at a cul-de-sac near the dressing room. Come alone. Drunk on that sudden call, I immediately started walking, looking over my shoulder from time to time, making sure nobody is following me. Even though I suspected it could be another trap set by Ramka and Biasha at first, this buzzing thought soon left my mind. The two of them didn't have enough combined brain power to fake Polina's notes so carefully. Didn't even notice how I almost broke into a run and jumped around the corner. As soon as I did that, I rammed into somebody inside the dark nook.
Ой!
Like a magic bird, a green notebook glided to my feet. Polina puffed her cheeks in exaggerated anger.
Петров!
Petrov,
Да ты
have you
совсем
lost your
зрение
sight completely?
потерял.
I fixed my glasses. My nearsightedness wasn't that embarrassing anymore. I bent down and picked up the notebook.
Прости, я так
Sorry, I was in a
торопился.
rush. Were you
Ты
waiting
меня
for me?
ждала?
Something
Что
happened.
случилось?
Lena studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue.
А знаешь, на
You
что
know what
ты
you look like,
похож,
Antosha?
Антоша? На блюзовую
Like blues
импровизацию.
I blinked in bewilderment.
Это
What do you
как?
mean? I think it's the least I pretend to be Polina.
Для меня
It's
все
just
люди
weird
с
that,
чем-то
like,
ассоциируются.
she left us, right? She, like, left us alone in the snow. And then the cop came and everyone was, like, acting weird, and she didn't say a word. Like, that's just weird. And then now she wants to be friends. I always associate people I know with something.
И для меня.
I do that
Ну
too.
не с
But why
музыкой
music?
же.
Вот как раз
Could
с
be anything other
музыкой.
than music.
Бывают люди
Some people are like guitar
гитарные
solos.
соло.
Some are drums.
Или барабанный
People like our Lilia
или военный
Pavlovna, our war
марш,
marches.
как наша Лилия Павловна. А ты
And
такой
you're so thoughtful and so mysterious.
задумчивый,
Sometimes even a bit sad.
таинственный, иногда немного печальный.
Yeah, we'll catch you up, Star.
Ты
You're
точно
delightfully
блюз.
blues.
А
about the
почему
improv part?
импровизация?
А это когда слушатель
When the
не
listener has no idea where
догадывается,
the
куда
melody will
свернет
go,
мелодия,
what tempo it
какой
will
темп
adopt.
возьмет.
Oh, it's like very it's very meta. I feel like, because we're the listener. Because I have no idea what he's gonna do. Of course, some of the things Polina said went completely over my head, but I couldn't stop looking at her smile like a light breeze in May. Her eyes deep and blue.
Чтобы
One needs
распознать
to have
в тебе
experience and
музыку,
taste to
нужен
recognize the music
опыт
in
и
you.
вкус. Это не какая-то
some
там
pop music.
эстрада.
Я,
I don't think I
наверное,
even know what
вообще не
blues
знаю,
is.
что такое этот блюз.
Lena gasped and frowned, which made her look even more beautiful.
Не
I'll say something
произноси
like
при
that to
мне
my
такие
face.
слова.
I'll make sure to give you a
Я
cassette.
тебе обязательно дам кассету. Раньше мне
Grandpa used to
дедушка
bring me
из
so
города
much music from the city.
столько музыки
Jazz,
привозил.
swing, and
И
classical too.
джаз, и свинг. Это он подметил,
He was
что
the
у
one who
меня
noticed
склад
my
ума,
musical
как у
mindset.
музыканта. Я еще
I was still
совсем
very little. I
маленькая,
tried recording the
пыталась на
sounds of
бумаге
nature on
записать
paper.
звуки природы.
Songs of the rain
Пение
and the forest.
дождя, леса.
Wish I had ears
Мне
like
бы твои
yours.
уши.
А мне бы
I'd
твои
love to have your
глаза.
eyes. I tensed up, worried that she was making fun of me. But Polina shook her head.
Да-да,
No,
я
I'm serious. You
серьезно.
have the eyes of an
У тебя
artist.
глаза художника. Смотришь
so
на
good at
вещи и
picturing things. I can't
фиксируешь
do that.
их. Я так не умею.
Oh, Katya walked past us with her trademark frosty glare. We dove into the shadows trying to escape it.
Теперь понимаешь,
You
почему
understand
мы
where
тут
we're heading here,
прячемся?
right? Because of
Вот
people
из-за
like her.
таких, как она. А
What kind of
Катька
melody is
какая
Katya?
мелодия.
Polina flashed me a sly smile.
Скрип
The squeaking sound of
несмазанных дверных
unoiled door
петель.
hinges. Get her ass.
Знаешь, такой мерзкий
You know,
дискант.
this nasty descent. Descant? I giggled, cuffing her mouth. Katya didn't hear our whispers, but she suddenly glanced over her shoulder, clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went away. I remembered about the notebook I was still clutching in my hand. I turned it in my hands. Instead of a subject name, the front side had the name of the owner and 2 words, friends only.
Любопытной Варваре кое-что оторвали.
Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
Прости,
I'm
это
sorry, is this a
анкета?
questionnaire?
Заполнял
Have you ever filled one?
когда-нибудь?
I lied that I had.
Мгм.
In reality, girl classmates from my previous school had never asked me to fill their questionnaires. It was quite upsetting. I mean, it was a girl hobby. You just answer a set of standard questions about your favorite actors and colors, but entrusting someone with such a notebook was a sign of friendship. And maybe of something even more, something I only had a vague idea about.
Хочешь,
You can fill in
заполни
mine if you
мою?
want. My heartbeat quickened.
Хочу.
I do, thank
Спасибо.
you. I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. Polina giggled.
А хотя,
Actually, there's so many secrets there.
там же столько секретов.
You're
Наверное,
better
лучше
off
тебе
not
не
knowing what we
знать, о
girls
чем
think.
мы, девочки, думаем.
She reached for the notebook, playing with me. I tossed my finding into my free hand. Polina tried to intercept my move. Her hair briefly touched my face, tickling my nose with its silky locks. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled the whole world, fragrant, alluring, lively. Only I could picture it, steal it for myself. I felt dizzy, but I gathered myself and spoke in a voice reminiscent of Lieutenant Tikhonov.
Ваша анкета
Your
является
question is an
важнейшей
important piece of
уликой,
evidence,
и
so
я
I'm afraid I
вынужден
have to
временно изъять ее для
confiscate it.
изучения.
Further examination. Paulina covered her mouth that rounded in fake horror.
И что
What are the
мне
implications
грозит
of
за
concealing
сокрытие
evidence?
улик?
We'll
Следствие
decide that in the
покажет.
course of our investigation. I
Сдаюсь,
surrender, Mr.
товарищ
Policeman.
милиционер. Только
Just promise you
обещайте
won't read
ничего
anything.
не читать. Здесь
It's full of sensitive
содержатся
information.
секретные сведения.
Боюсь,
I'm
что
afraid I'll
мне
have to
все-таки
investigate whether
придется
someone is in love with
выяснить,
Mr.
не
Petrov.
влюблен ли кто в гражданина
That was
Петрова.
forward. Lena burst out laughing and pressed herself against my chest, showering me the aroma of her hair and her milky skin that looked almost transparent, with tiny threads of veins running under it. Her whisper was hot, like a piece of butter sizzling on a pan.
Тогда поклянитесь,
Then swear that you'll
что
keep
не
this information
станете
private.
разглашать.
Честная милицейская.
I swore on my police badge.
А теперь, Антоша,
Now we need to hurry,
самое
Antosha.
время поторопиться.
I'll be honest, I don't care about her. I just want to see more of the scary things. Paulina's flirting with him and being weird. I don't trust her at all. I took out the notebook during class, skimmed through it, reading it into other people's preferences. Roma. 6B, Shafutinsky. February, hogging out, buying a BMW. Swords. Maker, don't trust, don't fret, don't ask. 31587, DuckTales. Biasha. I was quite surprised to discover Ramka's jerky handwriting inside. His letters bulged out of the cells, as if embarrassed by their shapelessness. Fearsome Ramka found time for something so silly. I chuckled into my fist, but I found out that Ramka's favorite cartoon is not even Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales. Somewhere in the distance, a teacher was reciting pieces of Andree's Snapper. I paid them no mind. Paulina's page was decorated with flower drawings and clippings from the Cool Girl magazine. Her favorite musician is Schubert. Her best friend is her grandpa. Her hobby is not violin like I expected, but a more mysterious listening. Can such a mundane process really be someone's hobby? I looked at Paulina over the heads of other students. She was focused on taking notes. Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? I flipped the page until I found a blank one. Armed myself with a pen. Anton Petrov, class 6B. Easy, easy. Took a long time to decide on my favorite musician until a trendy pop band, Carmen, came to mind with the cool dancers in their music videos. She doesn't like pop. Don't put pop down. Techno pop though, that's pretty cool. Favorite holiday, this one's easy. New Year's. My hobby is drawing. I dream going to Disneyland, I guess. My hero, my hand moved on its own writing death. I stopped in those two letters. What if those who read this after me will find my answer laughable and stupid? Oh, he's so worried about what other people think of him. Which is fair, but it sucks to keep seeing that come up. After thinking for a bit, I decided that not everything should be disclosed on paper. It's how Todd turned into Spider-Man. Something is wrong, but who cares? Their biggest fear, huh? I immediately wrote losing a person who's dear to me. Your phone number? Oh, interesting. I thought that was like a birthday. Your favorite cartoon? Transformers. Your best friend. Probably Olya, right? I hesitated, gnawing on the pen's cap. Your best friend. I read the question out loud. It was easy, but at the same time very important. The answer to that was my sister's name, so I carefully wrote it into the squares. Olya. I repeated my sister's name while sneaking out of the school. There's a cute, freshly drawn dragon in my notebook that I made to please my beloved sister. This land of darkness and deceit, her support was the only thing that inspired me to keep drawing, and stopped me from losing hope in humanity. Refreshing, frosty air made my cheeks turn beet red. It was bright outside, and the sun looked like a whole egg yolk. The road looked as if it was silvered. The snow sparkled under the sunlight. I smiled, squinting from the blinding whiteness. Who cares if I don't have true friends anymore? I have something more important. Someone who needs my help. Who will never betray or hurt me. Family is the most important thing ever. That's what Dad always told me. Hey, what's up with the stupid grin? My numb lips immediately shrank. Yasha was shuffling his feet in the middle of the yard, his boots restless on the ice.
Я не тяну.
Not a grin. I tried to go around him, but to no avail. Lady Fortune waved me goodbye, disappearing in the early twilight. In a hurry, eh?
Немного.
A little bit.
Меня
Dad is
папа
waiting for
ждет.
me. I'll shoot him a pager message that you're coming in. Or that you're not coming. Yeah, I remember pagers. Back in the day. My eyes flinched unwittingly. My skin dampened. Let's go in. With a small business to discuss. I felt chills run all over my body. I didn't like the sounds of that small business. Those words accompanied by spitting normally hid very dark deeds underneath them. Strangers that used to call our old apartment used to say, get your old man, we have a small business to discuss. Yasha turned around, he looked like an astronaut in his tight hood. If I were to imagine him as a sound, he'd be a deafening whistle, a signal given by someone who stands to watch. To my demise, there was nobody at the backyard. Apart from the grim-faced Romka, why do they hate him? He stood there, his feet wide apart, with his right hand hidden behind his back. Romka's dry lips were tightly pursed. He kept shooting glances at me as he looked around. Oh, didn't Elisa say something about the hanging man in the backyard? There he is, eh? You
Вижу.
can see that.
Ну
Oh, hello
здорово,
there, Antosha.
Антоша.
Что тебе
What do you
нужно?
want? Whoa. He slowly took out a thin, carnivorously shiny blade from behind his back. A knife, the steel butterfly of death that flies toward the victim's heartbeat. He stepped back instinctively and ran my back into Biasha. Amka's minion pushed me back.
А мы с
We wanted to
Бешей
know.
хотели узнать. Ты
Do
не
you have any hard
держишь на
feelings
нас
for me or
обиду?
Biasha? Mamka started picking on his yellow nail, looking at me with an evil smirk on his face.
Ну, там, в
Well,
лесу.
there in the forest, we kind of
Мы
roughed you
были
up.
немного грубы с тобой.
Just our poor upbringing, you know?
Да,
not as
до вас,
cultured as you
городских,
city folk.
далеко. А вот порой нас
So
и
we get feisty
заносит.
sometimes. I nodded, my eyes glued to the knife. The blade glowed in the setting sun, and Romka's eyes had the same evil glow. He stepped toward me. His knife traveled inches away from my coat. One movement and steel would cut into the cloth, and if he pushes deeper.
Нам одна
Little bird
птичка
told us that you were
напела.
snooping around
Ты
about
опять возле
Polina.
Полины отирался.
I was so scared that it took me a while to remember who Polina was. My brain was malfunctioning, my knees were shaking. Suddenly, our class rep slowly walked up to Romka from behind. I see you boys are getting
Смотрю,
along quite well.
мальчики, вы нашли общий язык.
За
owe
мной
you one,
должок,
Katя.
Катька.
Ой,
I'm not even thinking,
не
Romcha.
благодари,
Ромочка.
Ромочка.
I'm always
Я
fighting for true love.
всегда на страже
Yeah, I figured he liked her.
настоящей любви. Да-да-да.
I'll kill you, I swear. Dude, there's something wrong with Anton.
Так, я
Can't
не
hear
слышу.
you. Were you
Ты к
near
Полине
Polina or not?
подходил или нет?
Мы
Well,
так
we didn't hang out or anything.
болтали.
The only
Болтать
thing hanging
будешь
out here
кишками,
will be your
когда я
guts
тебе
when I cut
брюхо
open your
вскрою.
stomach. The blade slid across my sleeve with its dull side and reached my collar. The wind made my face cold, but a bead of sweat still trickled from my temple. A switch flipped in my head. It all made sense now. I remembered Momka constantly sneaking glances at Polina. I remembered his scrawly handwriting in the questionnaire. Why didn't I study it more in depth?
Еще раз
I
замечу
see you
рядом
near
с
Polina
Полинкой.
even once, and you
Пеняй
won't
на
get away with a
себя.
single bump.
Шишкой не отделаешься.
Oh, with a simple bump.
Усек?
Got it?
Да.
Yes.
Пшел
I
вон!
scram. I was probably so hypnotized with a knife that Romka had to repeat his threat.
Вон!
Thought about the cold, sharp blade when retreating from the yard. I was asking myself whether I had enough courage to break the promise I made to these bastards. The aftertaste of horrible water I drank down my meds with lingered in my mouth. The thoughts were focused on Polina, but Romka's threat was also on my mind.
Да,
I
ага.
wandered around the house feeling intoxicated and nodded to everything my sister said without trying to discern her words.
Да-да.
Вот. И у них был какой-то праздник, и они там поделки лепили и делали все своими
Да.
руками.
Ollie was talking
Нужно было
non-stop at
сначала
times, lifting up her
принести
arms and
разные
laughing,
материалы,
only to then suddenly go
листики
quiet and give me
всякие
mom's
там,
signature
потом
gnarly look.
еще шишки.
А,
I was yanked out of the prison of my own mind, where seething thoughts pecked at my brain like harpies, stopping me from coming back to reality. I stared back. Ollie looked like a mini version of our mom right now. Well, to be precise, she looked like the person Mom turned into when we moved here, with her intimidating posture and her eyebrows directed toward the ceiling.
Ты меня не слушал?
You were listening to me, were you? She started spitting out those words at me, copying facial expressions of the person she spent almost all of her free time with. For a moment, I felt like the light Ollie exuded all these years waned and wavered in the wind of prolonged changes. Very soon, my beautiful princess will turn into a dragon that was once guarding her prison tower. That thought was much scarier to me than any other horror sneaking up to me from the future.
Оля, прости,
Sorry, Olia.
ты же не
I didn't want to
сердишься,
make you
правда?
mad, I just got lost in thought.
Я просто задумался.
I looked around the room, my gaze jumping from one object to another like a hungry beast, trying to find anything that would distract Olia.
А давай в приставку
Let's play the
поиграем.
console. Olia pouted, but there was a spark of interest in her small emerald eyes. The Snow Queen's ice shard inside them started thawing.
А как же
What
второй
about the second controller?
джойстик?
It's not working.
Не работает. А папе починить
Dad has no time to fix it.
некогда.
Можем из
We could play
пистолета
with Leica.
пострелять. В
What
ковбоев
do you
или
want to play?
уток. Хочешь?
Cowboys, ducks? You're better than me at both.
Да
come
ладно
on.
тебе. Поди
You
целый
must have
день
been practicing the whole
тренировалась,
time I
пока
was away
меня
from
дома
home.
не было.
Olia burst out laughing. Her heart was warm once again. How did you know?
А как ты догадался? Я
But I'm a good
сейчас
shooter now.
знаешь,
You've already
какая
lost.
меткая. Считай, уже
She was trying to set us up. She was like, oh, you're so much better than me.
Не на того
We'll
напала.
listen to a
Включай
false,
скорее.
false expectations. You picked the wrong fight here. Come on, turn it on. I'm so scared Olia's gonna get hurt or taken. Little Olia jumped toward the TV set and, after flicking the power switch, started blindly feeling around the back side of the photon, trying to plug the console's cable into the antenna input. Bits of TV shows started flashing on the CRT screen when I armed myself with the remote to look for the channel with the sought-after Dendy signal. Was that Home Alone?
Что дома интересного
Did anything
происходило?
interesting happen at home? It was a mundane question for me, but I didn't put any actual meaning behind it. But Olia's expression suddenly changed. She lost all the childish nonchalantness she worked so hard to acquire before.
Оль, что-то
What
случилось?
happened, Olia? My sister managed to put the cable in its place and started brushing off her dust-covered hand. She was clearly looking for the courage to continue the conversation. Mom, she... Olia went silent, and for a moment I thought I saw tears welling up in her eyes. She had this scary thing happen to her again. My sister looked at me with wet eyes.
Приступ.
She had a fit, huh? This had happened before, but it was a rare occasion. Now that we'd moved to this godforsaken place, Mom's fits rose in frequency.
Папа
fish?
принес большую рыбу.
Dad brought home a big fish.
Она
It was wrapped in
в газету
newspaper and had
была
a foul smell.
завернута и пахла так. Бэ. А
Mom got
мама
angry again and
опять
she just got
начала
nice.
злиться.
Olia squirmed, looking fearfully out the window.
Они начали
They started
громко
screaming at each other.
ругаться. И
I froze, imagining my little sister so small and unnoticeable, standing in the kitchen doorway. She wasn't even trying to hide. Her parents just paid her no mind at all.
потом
Then
мама
Mom struck
ударила.
it.
Вот так.
Fist. Olia slightly moved her fist downward, imitating a strike.
Рыбу.
She hit the fish.
Она была
It
живая.
was still alive, Tosha. It must have been in
Ей
pain,
было
and Mom...
больно. А мама...
It's easy to imagine what happened next. A writhing fish with a blade between its fins squirted some foul-smelling musk into Mom's face. Whenever death got this close to my mom, be it when a person was hit by a bus in front of us, and their blood was smeared all over the windshield, what the heck? Or when Grandma chopped off a chicken's head, Mom would always get into a weird, dreadful fit. eyes would roll over, she would fall on her face like a freshly cut tree and start writhing, just like that agonizing fish, turning over chairs and blurting out bits of scary sentences.
Папа, он ей
What
помог?
about Dad? Did he help her? I shuddered as if just remembering it pained her.
Да,
Yes, but at
но
first,
вначале он
he started laughing.
смеялся тоже.
He had an evil laugh when he saw that Mom was in trouble. Wait, so he, like, brought home a fish, knowing it was still alive, so that she had to kill it and, like, cause a fit? Then he
Потом
cried.
вдруг заплакал.
All your story made me raise an eyebrow. It seemed like the forest oozing madness had not only completely consumed our mom, but also infected our strong and courageous dad. Quickly stepped toward Olya and locked her in a tight embrace. She dug her face into my chest and I could feel my shirt becoming wet.
Зачем они
Why are they
так
bullying each other,
издеваются
Tosha?
друг над другом тоже? Они
Are they
сумасшедшие.
crazy? I'm sorry, Cat. I started unable to justify the actions of our parents. I'd ran out of words, and all I could do was hug Olya even tighter. The fuck? Jesus. Turn it off, quick. No matter how many times she saw this intro, she would always react the same. Just like when she saw that owl. Hey, Mom, it's like raining out. I mean, I also got goosebumps every time this ghastly face appeared on the screen, so I immediately complied with my sister's request. Dendy, an 8-bit gaming console that circulated in the CIS regions in the 90s, was an unofficial third-generation Famicom NES clone. Neither Famicom nor NES were ever licensed for the Russian market, so Dendy was the only popular alternative for 8-bit gaming during that time period. The idea of TV company logo depicting a ceramic head of the Chinese philosopher Grozhin, with a three-legged toad on top of his head, instilled horror in the whole generation of 90s kids in Russia. Did she have a seizure? Yeah, it sounded like she had some kind of seizure. It could be like a panic attack. Could be trauma related. The Russian voice acting is actually a bit more emotive than the subtitles give credit to. I have noticed that like some of the localization for the English doesn't quite match up. Like some of the grammar doesn't fit, or some of the descriptions are kind of off. Finally, the game selection screen showed up for the cartridge that was bundled with the console. Too bad most of the names are here, just different levels of the same game. Picked up the gray rectangular controller and started looking around the pixel letters to find the familiar English word for duck. Background music from the menu soothed Olya's mind, and she asked in a calm voice,
А как твои
How are things
дела
at
в
school?
школе?
Ничего
Nothing good.
хорошего. Школа
The school is
новая,
new,
а
but my treatment is the
достается мне
same.
по-прежнему.
Honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't really enjoy the school sections a whole lot. I really like the interactions between these two. I think it's really sweet, and I really like the forest and the horror scenes. I kind of wish like the school setting was a little bit toned down, because I really like these parts the most.
Словно и не переезжали никуда.
As if we never moved. I'm
Задолбало.
so tired of this. Before despair could lead me down its depressing road towards the clutches of oppressive thoughts, something evil writhed deep inside my skull, awakening wild and pleasant memories. Bunny ears.
Хотя,
Actually,
знаешь,
something good did
кое-что
happen.
хорошее все же случилось.
Olya watched with hope-filled eyes as a wicked smile spread on my face, faintly resembling the wound from a box cutter knife.
И еще один мальчик
Another boy went
пропал.
missing. Anton!
Тоша,
Tosha, do you think
разве
that's
это
good? Why do you
хорошо?
say that?
Почему ты так говоришь?
My sister's voice trembled when she looked into my eyes through the thick lenses.
Знаешь,
You know that
а
other
может,
missing boy,
тот
Vova?
пропавший Вова
Maybe what
сам
happened to him was all
виноват, что
his
с ним
fault.
это случилось. Может,
Maybe he
он
does something so bad
совершил
that he no
нечто
longer deserved to
настолько
live.
плохое,
Anton!
что не заслуживал жить.
Don't be so cruel, please. Olia pressed her knees into her chin and hugged them with her hands, trying to take up less space. As if she wanted to shrink or even disappear altogether. It was the only reasonable thing for us to do. Go missing among all the other broken toys. Never encounter evil parents or mad classmates. We're the only ones left for each other. The only ones who can protect, listen, and sympathize. Which means she's bound to listen to what I think about them all. These beasts pretending to be children, that are so eager to bully the weak. It was my turn to speak.
Думаю, они не
I think they won't be the last. My breathing quickens, my fingers start banging on the wooden floor.
Такие люди, как они, недостойны
People like them are not
жить,
worth
ходить с
worthy
нами
of
в одну
living,
школу,
going to the same school with us,
смотреть
or
на
looking
твой
at your
свет.
lights. My thoughts got tangled and slipped away along with the calmness.
Тошенька,
Tosha, stop it, you're scaring me.
ты меня пугаешь.
Не
Don't be
бойся,
scared, I can protect
я
you.
смогу тебя.
Then I finally noticed that Oi was looking at me like I was a stranger. Who are you? The rage that welled up inside me subsided. It hid under the guise of my cowardliness, leaving me alone with a growing feeling of guilt for scaring my sister.
Оленька, прости,
I'm sorry,
я не
I
хотел.
didn't mean to.
Видимо, я
Guess
схожу
I'm
с
just going
ума в этой
crazy in that
школе.
school. She rushed to embrace me, barely holding back her tears.
Все
It's
хорошо,
okay,
Тоша.
Tosha, just
Только,
please never say
пожалуйста,
anything like this
пожалуйста,
again.
никогда так больше не говори.
Клянусь маминым
I swear in
сердцем.
Mom's heart. Oria flashed me a bitter smile.
А сам сказал,
You told me I
что
shouldn't
так
say that.
говорить нехорошо.
Ты права.
You're right. Let's
Давай
start
лучше
playing already.
играть.
Только чур я
Let's just-
первая.
Let's just move on from that. Without nothing repressed there. Oh, do I have to shoot? Oh, it's an actual game. My mouse is gone. I don't know if I was supposed to click. Oh, no, it's my turn. Oh. Okay. Yippee! Bum, ba-dum, bum.
Считай, это я тебе
Ха!
поддалась.
I was going easy on you here. Oh, yeah? You turn it off if you lose. Gotta beat my sis. Why is mine so much harder? What the heck? Easy. Perfect. Ha!
Это ты
Boo, it's your
виноват,
fault
что
I
я
missed.
промазала.
Sorry, loser. Time to lock in. Ah! What?
Неситова!
Doesn't count. You're close to the screen. I'm not playing a
Я с
game.
тобой так больше не
What?
играю.
Rigged. She gets 3 seconds.
Антон! Антон!
My mom only managed to get through to me on her 3rd attempt.
Антон!
Anton, there's a
тебя
call
к
for you.
телефону.
Call for me?
Девочка
It's a girl.
какая-то.
Oh, it's probably Paulina. Sobered up in an instant and rushed to the hallway.
Не споткнись,
Watch your step.
смотри.
I grabbed the phone, pressed it into my chest, looking at my mom. She shrugged and went into the room, gathering the toys thrown away around by Olia as she went.
Алло?
У твоей мамы
Mom has such a young voice.
А,
Well,
ну да.
Yeah,
Она
I mean, she
сама
is young.
молодая.
Are you busy right now?
Нет,
No,
что
of
ты.
course not. If only she knew how costly this conversation could be for me. What risks I took on just answering this call. Oh, because of the guy. There were a pen and a shabby notepad lying on the desk nightstand. I picked them up and started moving the tip of the pen across the paper, producing chaotic doodles that always ended up turning into hearts. Kingdom Hearts. I've been thinking, I need to tell you something. I froze. Can't be, does she like me? You've been looking so lost lately. When I saw you at school today, you were pale like a ghost. Can't find my words. My heart was aflutter in anticipation. Wanted to say that I'm on your side. Smile was spreading my face in anticipation for Polina's next words. I feel so sorry for you. Good guys like you deserve better. I want to believe that you'll find the strength to fight back at some point, and others will stop picking on you. Why did that make it, why was that a bad sound? The pen fell out of my weak fingers. Is that all she's going to say? What happened to the flirting with the notebook and saying I'm gonna find feelings in me? Maybe you'll even find a girlfriend. She sounded as if she was unsure of her own words. Well, I just want to let you know that you're a nice guy. She just set up on the path to depression. It's a total failure. Compassion instead of an invitation to hang out. You there? Before I could reply, Olya descended the stairs. She was holding some book in a pink cover. Encyclopedia of a Young Lady. Did you take long? Cover the handset with my hand.
Я
I'm in
разговариваю.
the middle of a conversation.
Что
What
случилось?
happened? Read me a bedtime story, please. Mom fell asleep.
Иди к
Go to your
себе,
room,
я
I'll be there in a
сейчас.
minute. Just be quick, okay?
Ладно.
Fine. My last reply sounded excessively annoyed. I sighed, watching my sister run up the stairs.
Алло,
Hello,
Полина?
Sorry, I need to run. Can you imagine? There's someone in love with me and he snoops out under my windows, demanding to go on a date with him. Huh? I'll go chase him away before Grandpa wakes up. Or maybe I should give him a chance? Huh? I bit my lower lip in jealousy. I'll tell you tomorrow if you want. What the fuck? We're friends after this is what? Anton. Anton! Friends, at least she didn't say we were besties.
Да, конечно.
Yeah, sure. I mean, she's acting weird, but Anton, what are you doing? The buzzer hammered at my brain. Dirty slut, an angry voice spoke through the teeth in my brain. Like a restless zombie devoid of a consciousness, I dragged my feet up the staircase. I wish I could tell Dad, ask for his manly advice. But he doesn't show up home until late at night because of his new job. My parents don't have time for me, to put it lightly.
Ну, где твоя
Well, where's your
книжка?
book? I studied. The kids' room is empty.
Оль,
Oh, yeah? She probably snuck into my room. Started walking down the corridor. The room was infested with shadows. The blinds were waving like there was someone hiding behind them. I smiled, sneaked toward the window, and threw open the curtain.
попалась!
Gotcha. Oh no. There was nobody behind the cloth. The window was a TV screen showing wintry scenery. The lamppost, the field, and a couple of walking figures in the middle of it. Elisa and Olya. I gasped and pressed my fist to my mouth, sinking my teeth into it. Lisa was leading Olya into the thicket. I needed less than a minute to hurriedly dress and rush out of the house. My heart was beating like a firing machine gun. The wind carried the cold, resinous smell of coniferous trees in the forest. Freezing air crackled somewhere in the field. Two shadows loomed in front of the gate. I could only recognize them as my sister and the fox skull because of their height. I ran toward the fence, listening to the howling wind and the squeaking snow. One of the figures moved and slowly glided toward the thicket like an ice skater. I slowed down and touched my glasses, trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. Rory landed on my shoulders like a weightless snowflake. A snake woke up in my belly and started writhing. I felt nauseous. I thought about my home, the flimsy fortress I'd left behind. I finally caught up my sister, dressed only in a coat.
Оля!
Ты видел
Have you seen
лисичку?
the foxy?
Оля, зачем ты
Wait,
вышла
why'd
на
you go
улицу?
outside?
Если мама
If mom
узнает...
finds out. My sister froze in place, facing the taiga. She was in a hand's reach, and I put my numb wrist on her shoulder for some reason. probably to make sure it wasn't a dream. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Pointy beak was directed at me, strewn with feathers that formed an owl face. Something wearing a bird mask was staring at me. Oh, they tricked him outside. Hoot hoot, she won't. The voice sounded exactly like Olya's, but there was somebody else hiding behind the feathers in the carton. I sprinted away as if I got whipped. The masked creature only pretended to be Olya, just to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow light in its windows granted me hope. My mom and sister are there, my salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me as if nobody was chasing me. Maybe it's because the owls can fly? I was already climbing the porch when I noticed another figure. In the soot-black shadow of my house, a scruffy wolf crawled out and stood in my way. Its movements were jerky and chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance, or convulsing during a struggle. Even though I could clearly see that the wolf's face was a mask, something in this world was convulsions made me freeze in place. The boy in the wolf's costume rubbed his side against the porch post and fell to his knees. He bent his back so hard that I expected his spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but he didn't attack. He kept crawling around and running on all fours. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. Something was trickling from the slit in the mask. Viscous drops fell to the wood planks. Saliva. Some unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering me to save myself. The fence was flashing at the edge of my vision. I was running in another direction, this time toward the edge of the forest that smelled of pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind my back as he forgot his human nature. My right leg got stuck in the snow, leaving a cavity. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath, and fell to the ground. Right? Yeah, I saw the bear too. Plastering snow prevented me from standing up, from propping myself against anything. But my unbound thirst for life helped me get out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer, like the toxic fumes of burial pyres. I ran again, gasping for air that stung my throat. My hair swayed in the wind. I lost my hat when I fell down, and my ears went out hot from the freezing cold, while most of my body was still sweaty. The field finally ended. After realizing that running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I could make, I dove into the line of trees. I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to lose an eye to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, pricked my skin like butchers that were hurting a pig with the grinder. A knot of roots sprouting from the ground grabbed at my foot. I ran with the scratchy trunk, slid down to its base, and looked around in a panic. Phew, it was so fast. My first desire was to dash toward her and hug her. I resisted it and squeezed myself even tighter into the pine. You, what are you doing
Что
here?
ты здесь делаешь?
Да вот,
Listen that. She was holding the hat I lost.
в бюро
Working
находок
part-time and lost and found.
надевай,
Put it on or your ears will
а то
freeze
уши
and maybe even
замерзнут,
fall off soon.
а потом, глядишь, и вовсе отвалятся.
I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her and the hat, scared that Elisa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. But in the end, my hat turned out to just be my hat. I took it and pulled it over my forehead.
Тепло.
Feeling warmer? I didn't reply.
Там во дворе были какие-то
There were some
дети.
children in the yard.
И что?
Yeah? Did they
Покусали
bite you or
тебя, что
something?
ли?
Нет.
No.
А чего
Then
же ты
why did you run away?
убежал?
The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought on my tongue, I mumbled,
Не
I don't
знаю.
know.
Обещал
Why did I
мне
promise to never
называть
call you a
тебя
dunce again?
дурачком. А я
Oh well, I keep my
обещания
promises.
исполняю.
She walked up to me and grabbed me by the elbow. I sensed the familiar aroma of mint, oranges, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Alice to savor the minute details of her smell.
Сколько
How many times do I need to tell
можно
you? You're safe as long as you're with me.
повторять? Со мной ты в безопасности.
Yeah,
Я твой
I'm your
друг.
friend.
И они.
And they are too. Quickly turned around towards the place the fox girl was pointing to. Kids in masks appeared at the clearing. At least they looked like kids, since they were all pretty short. What, the owl, the wolf, and the bear? A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. Oh, that's the... Okay, so that's the girl. That's Vova. That's Samium? Samium? Right? It's them three. And I bet the fox is Polina. They all huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from running around. Thought you fell through the snow. Started digging around but couldn't find you.
А я
And I
не
didn't care
копал.
enough.
Лень копать было. А ну
See, if
как
you're dumb, you run around and dig.
получается? Если дурак, то бегай да копай. А если
If
умный,
you're smart, you wait until the
дожди
others get
пока
tired of running around
другие
and digging.
набегаются, накопаются и устанут. И уж
Then you
тогда
start
заводи
talking.
разговор.
You're a rat. Degenerate.
А?
Huh?
Не обращай
Mind him, he's a
внимания.
weirdo.
Он со странностями.
Stood there stupefied, my mouth agape and my hands dangling helplessly. I had no idea how to react to the words of these late-night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile.
Вы просто меня
You just scared
напугали.
me, that's all. They started looking at each other, and somebody even snorted as if I said something funny. Yes, the fox is right.
Это
He's the
он.
one. Why is his hand bandaged? Oh, this is our... We finally found him. The bunny, yeah.
Наш зайчик.
Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging as part of his costume like it was his tail in excitement. First. Of course you were first. Wolfie here was the first to sense the bunny in you. He told us about you. Unless that's unless that's actually the other guy. What's the guy that like had the knife? Rumka?
Здравствуй.
And you've already met our Hootie here. She isn't that scary, is she? I
Да,
guess.
наверное.
The smiling big guy is Teddy. Be mindful with him, or he'll chew off your head.
Зачем
What?
это?
See, you've also dropped your sense of humor somewhere along the way here. Still unsure if these peculiar little animals had their best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping holes of their carnival masks. Lisa put her hands to her sides in a theatrical manner, and somehow managed to wink with her fox face. Next time we come, we'll ring bells for you. That way we'll be less scared of our visit. Do we even have any bells?
Чур,
I
я
won't be ringing.
звонить не буду.
I think the wolf is vulva because of the bandaged hand and missing mitten. Well, the hand is the bear. So that might be vulva.
У меня
My paw hurts.
лапка болит.
My smile was no longer fake. Oh, you showed us your teeth. That's a good sign.
Это добрый знак. Не ожидала,
Didn't expect you to
что
find this
сможем
fun.
тебя рассмешить. Я
Thought it was an
думала,
emotion
это
reserved
под
strictly to
силу
Disneyland.
только Диснейленду.
Откуда ты
How do you
знаешь?
know that?
Да так,
I read about it
прочитала
somewhere.
кое-где.
See? See?
Про меня?
You read about me?
Про клюв от
Aren't you
воробья.
funny?
Про
No, about
Диснейленд
Disneyland, darling.
яхонтовый.
You can read, human?
Читать по-человечески.
Зря я, что
Think
ли,
I've been
в
going
школу
to school
хожу
every day
день
for
ото дня.
nothing? Then she sang in a coquettish voice.
Как детей не
Where to learn about
замечать, как
neglect?
мечты
Where to get your
их
dreams all
развенчать.
wrecked?
Учат в школе,
At your local
учат в
school, of
школе,
course, in your
учат в
classroom.
школе. Крепко на
Where to hit
крепко
kids every
ловить,
week,
с
where to
детства
prey on all the
слабеньких
meek.
чморить.
At your
Учат в
local school,
школе,
of course,
учат в
in your
школе,
classroom.
учат в школе.
Let out a cautious laugh. My new acquaintances didn't seem scary anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. There was something about them that attracted me. Just like this clearing, this moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky. Oh, weird. Yeah, the snowflakes flying upwards. As if someone was rewinding a tape. The masked kids got close and I felt their touch. They gave me friendly taps, felt my clothes, as if checking whether I was real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. Is there one? There's like feather here. Or There's someone else watching. Right? For some reason I thought to myself, I can trust them. Snowflakes just kept on floating upwards. Nobody will hurt you anymore. No, it had like it had like fur on it. Yeah, if somebody even tries to. Fox gave me a slight tug and burst out laughing. Well then, Tosha, do you run away screaming or come with us?
Куда?
Where to? Last time they were in school? Yes, I mean, there's been some developments. To the amusement park. That moment, Tyga's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. See, a flute. Someone else is back there. Mesmerizing and alluring, it brought about the ring of crystal glass and the whispers of a fresh winter spring. See? Look at this. There's like fur here. Yeah, they're FNAF 3 looking weird. Then any doubts before the flute song shouted the last of them. I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision. See, Raining gets it. My legs carried me out of their own will, and the tunnels made of pines stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on only saw my dream. The flute soared up in the treetops like some fantastical bird. I wondered. I thought I saw it move. I didn't want to like. I think I caught like the slightest bit of motion. The snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches with silver. Elisa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could. Ooh, what a sight!
Очень красиво.
It's so beautiful. Wolfie howled in agreement. This is nothing. I can show you much more if you want. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes. I'm so sorry. Hidden in the semi-dark of her cape. I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. I felt like I was naked in the January winds.
Скажите,
Why do you wear these masks? I was trembling, but I wasn't scared. My trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from the peculiar anxiousness, the anticipation of something amazing. Why do you ask? I touched my cold cheek.
Но я без
I'm not
маски.
wearing one. I love human tails. Human nails?
Человеческие дрязги.
I already told you. All the villagers wear masks. It's just you won't find anything human underneath them.
И даже я?
Even me? You're so clumsy,
Ты
Anton.
такой рассеянный, Антон.
You've already found your glasses once already.
Уже нашли твои очки.
You... Your hat? Oh, your hat. In your real face. I looked at the mask the fox was holding out to me. The bunny mask that looked like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through its slits. It's so interesting. Like, this is the same shot that when she offered us candy, and it's happened like twice now. With the candy, though, we were able to like deny it and say no. But for both the hat and this, we have to take it. Suddenly, fighting its way through the flute's melody, a thought came to me. The glasses they found were in Samyun's possession. My new acquaintances must have known what happened to him. Or even worse.
А куда подевался
And where did
Семён?
Samyun disappear
Что с
to?
ним стало?
What happened to him? It's him. It's the bear.
И с остальными
And the
детьми.
other children. The bear and the owl looked at each other. I knew it! The boy curled into a ball. And the fox lowered the pointy nose of her mask. The one who was kept in a cage. The one who cuts into little pieces. The one who wears a skin face. Took them.
Умел
If I
бы
knew how
я
to cross
креститься,
myself, I'd do it.
перекрестился бы.
Хотите сказать,
You're saying
это
it was a
был
human?
человек?
Are you even listening to us? How can you call someone like him human?
Одно
Just one
слово.
word from him.
Взрослый.
An adult. It's so easy to get lost in an adult world.
Так легко потеряться.
Killers, cruel animal trainers, and cold parents. See, they're trying to like shift his perception of like, see, think about your parents. Think about like the serial killer on the loose. You don't want to get sad, but don't have to think about them. I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want to be sad, right? I don't want to be sad. I want to be a kid forever. He's already talked about like running away to Neverland. Somehow I'm also not sad today. What about you, Anton?
Huh?
I was lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. I showed that the person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockade. This game is an allegory for growing up. Please say it's that, not a furry con 2026. Cold parents aren't the same as killers. Yeah, no, but like, right, the fox is trying to align with Anton, right? Of like, all these adults are so negative, right? There's always like sad things happening. And then trying to be like, oh, we're having so much fun. We're so happy over here. Maybe you can run away with us. Someone tall going over the holes in the flute with their long fingers. Well, now we're gonna sit and be sad or have some fun. Lisa wanted to show me something. Let's start with the sweet stuff. Foxgirl took out a handful of candy from her pocket and handed them to each of the kids. Covers shuffled. The smell of pineapple, cocoa, and melon wafted through the air. The last year, chocolate-covered waffle candy Elisa put right into my mouth. My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. I felt my body was covered in full fur and small sparks were running along it. I chewed on the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying the vivid taste.
Спасибо.
Thanks. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the insides of a mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. The paper mache was warm, the mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. Yeah, right? Like... the kind when you dive into a hot bath after being outside in winter, when you lie there and purr from the soapy water. Oh, he did give his name, didn't he? Yeah, Anton is a tiny bunny, is what it's seeming like. But also don't refuse the gift. Oh, don't you have to like ask them a question or something? You like it's something like you can't ever answer the question, right? You have to always like never say yes or no. See, I told you this is yours.
Моё.
Mine. What are we waiting for? The fun will have itself. You're right. The melody kept swirling in the field like a hurricane. Couldn't wait to release the energy. The heat this enchanting music was filling me with. Whoa. The owl jumped and disappeared into the sky. Heard her laughter from somewhere above, then she landed back, huffing and sighing. You can do it too, give it a try. I followed suit. Whoa. Whoa, it's... Is this the first time it's been in, like, color? Hello? My feet tore off from the ground. I flew toward the stars like a rocket and screamed from happiness after seeing my friends down below. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. Why did it change to color? Huh? Like, the first idea is just like that, like, he finally saw color, right? Like, he's finally, like, enjoying life. It's weird. The stars look like vivid sparkles that I could reach and lick up. The moon also got closer than it plunged. I got scared that I'd break my legs for a moment, but my soles landed softly on the ground and I regained my balance. You're safe with us. And all your dreams will come true. I'm so happy I finally found you. Buddy. In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four are not a threat. My real enemies, and I felt that with every single hair on my mask, were those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. I also realized how alive my surroundings have become. I heard the dry grass under the snow moan. I saw faces of the trees and the stars. The trees were smirking and the stars were grimacing in fear. Oh, that's right, be scared, I'll jump up to you. And I snapped my teeth and let out a jubilant laugh, jumping up along with the fox. We flew higher than the tallest pines and stayed in the air. I swirled, but Lisa followed my rhythm. I knew that she was smiling, so I smiled too. And the flute just kept on playing, carrying us higher and higher.
Эй,
Hey, did someone put
тебя
a
что,
smile in?
заколдовали?
Polina. That someone is standing next to me, I thought, trying to unglue my chin from the desk. My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. The whole class was wandering about for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. This is it's so weird now to go back to grayscale. Their faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. I yawned, remembering the time I was soaring high above the forest, with Elisa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Probably it was all just a dream. So I didn't walk back from the forest, just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Still, I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. That feeling of flight was much more important. Yeah, right? What about Olya? Her head's hiding the next person missing. The knowledge of how it feels to be hanging in the air above the treetops of majestic pines and baring my teeth at the moon.
Прости,
Sorry, I got
задумался.
lost in thought.
Слышал уже
Have
про
you heard
Катю?
about Katya?
А?
Huh? I glanced at the empty seat in front of me.
Катя пропала.
Katya went missing. My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned in suspicion.
Как пропала?
Can't be. Do you think Katya's the fox? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I don't like typically it's been almost 4 hours. It's like 2 hours per chapter, it feels like. Or about like an hour and a half. So I probably can't do another one. Ugh. The MC reminds me of a whitewashed Harry Potter. Can't explain it. Okay. I'll see if I can stream tomorrow. I don't think I can. But then I have stuff on Saturday, and then Thursday's the Game Awards. Fuck. Maybe Friday. Yeah, I really wish that they would kind of dive more into the unnerving side. It is like that whole forest sequence was really interesting. But I feel like the first chapter set this like very different tone. And I thought it was gonna be a lot more like psychological horror stuff and like a lot of tension. And then chapter 2 kind of like built up a lot of story. And then 3 kind of veered off into that like the story with like all the animals in the forest, which is interesting, don't get me wrong. So I'm curious like how 4 and 5 will play out, because so I think from what I'm understanding, this was an early access and these last 2 chapters just came out. So I'm curious how they'll tie stuff in. They make me uncomfortable in a way I can't explain. They're pretty mean. They're pretty mean.
Я сама не поверила, но Лилия...
Save it. Oh wow, there's a lot of save slots. Jesus Christ. Hello? Damn. I caught the stream super late, but this was a super fun stream. I remember the very beginning of this game from a demo years ago. Oh shit, really? It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Very unnerving. The writing is really well done. That's another thing I kind of noticed was in the first episode, the descriptions were like very verbose, and I've kind of noticed it cut back a lot each chapter, because it seems like it's been episodic, like developed like later, and so they've taken feedback from the like each chapter to like kind of work on the next. So, but really interesting story. I can't wait to find out more. I'm gonna try to find some time to stream it. I don't know if I will find time before the weekends, but we'll try. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next stream on Thursday. We're gonna be watching the Game Awards, so get excited for that. It'll just be kind of a watch along. I don't know if I'll have anybody. But we'll see. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it.